But joining me on the broadcast is Major General G.S. Jamwal, ex-commander of the 9 Jack Rifles, former military secretary to the President of India and former president of the J&K Ex-Services League. Good evening, General Jamwal. Give us an overview of the gaps in the security infrastructure in areas like Poonch and Rajouri. You're very familiar with that area. And why does the rearming and the retraining of these village defense panels become so essential to rebooting the entire security grid in Jammu and Kashmir?
Actually, it's very unfortunate that Jammu, the Dogras of Jammu, have created the biggest state in the country, the largest of the 565 states. And they only went with General Zorawar Singh, across the Himalayas, fought, captured Ladakh, Gilgit, Baltistan, and ruled 101 years. Who were the boys from this very place where we are now losing along the border, along the Shwaliks, what they were called Dogras, the martial classes. They were proud of their military prowess, and every family had at least one or two ex-servicemen. That was their background. And in 1947, they didn't let Pakistan enter anywhere, right from Ravi, that is Lakhanpur, Kathua, to almost short of Bhimber. Jammu was saved not by the army much. Army, there wasn't there. They were the only people of Jammu. No, people of Jammu are still there, but they have been totally disempowered over the last 75 years with the design, with the central government, the Nehru government, the Sheikh Abdullah government, the Farooq Abdullah, Mehbooba, one after the other. And now the stage has come about a month back or two. The Deputy Commissioner of Jammu asked all ex-servicemen and others whose licenses are not renewed in the villages, maybe including also this village, Dangri, where the incident has taken place. They said, you deposit them in the police stations.
Right.
Then I had to intervene and tell the administration, at least I said, don't take away the licensed weapons, only renewal is awaited. A renewal can be done, but they say the online is not happening. For the last almost 2 years or 3 years, no weapons have been renewed, and they are lying somewhere without any renewal. They have been disempowered. And actually, if the people are strong, I'm sure Pakistan will not dare to enter here. Now, what they had done was they had put VDC. In fact, I gave Farooq Abdullah, when the things started in Jammu, there was a blast in the bus stand. I gave 3,000 ex-servicemen, offered them, and they really didn't treat them well. They did not give them even full pays, and slowly they were all removed. Then now some other PDCs came. Then they had very bad arrangements. They won't pay the whole 10 VDCs. They'll pay only to 3 and ask them to distribute that money of 3 to 10 people. This kind of thing was happening in our state. It was to come. I knew it was coming. And I had warned the administration. Now we don't have even a security advisor in this state. Such an important state. In fact, the enemy, both sides it was. Now, even with the UT, we have the enemy on both sides. And we have no security advisor also in this state. And we can't, there's no discussion. Nobody asks us. I have watched this for 95 years and certainly 75 years, how this state was managed or mismanaged even in the last 70 years. So the VDCs should have been there, always there. And look at these people, they were killed in their own homes. There was no protection available. So and then another problem is I think this will happen in India also, in Punjab, Rajasthan, Himachal. What is happening here? Because it is not a only plan for, it's all pan-India plan of the jihadis. And what happened in Kashmir is now happening in Jammu. It will happen in the other states also. So I think there is a need of a very very comprehensive policy on this, and we can advise them, but there's nobody to ask us. That is the problem.
Right, General Jamwal, you've highlighted the gaps in the security grid, and not just in Jammu, but for other border states like Punjab and Rajasthan. But what are the immediate solutions that can boost security in the region, namely in an area with so many ex-servicemen?
I would say the state government should immediately make use of. I've got a lack of ex-servicemen, and they are top class ex-servicemen, very young, retiring at 35. Give them the weapons. Let them pay also. Once they have weapons, let them play with their weapons. I used to do it before I joining the army. Even thereafter, we used to go on shooting shikar in our villages. There was no bloody this terrorist would ever come in to our jungles. Now there are no weapons. Even people now, they've got plenty of gas. They don't even go and fetch firewood. So their jungles are now ideal for the terrorists. They have to think about the security of the state or country at large. It's not only on roadsides. It is everywhere. And that everywhere will only come if everyone is empowered to deal with them. And they have their weapons, and they can use them wherever they like. If they do anything mischief, they can be punished under law, and you will see Jammu will be safe. So they should empower them, give them weapons, issue licenses. They must open the licensing, what they say, online. It is for 2 years it has been stopped. Some DC Jammu has stopped it, and nobody is bothered about it. Right from Lieutenant Governor to Divisional Commissioner down, nobody. Why she is doing this? Because somebody in her own office, perhaps, he's making money on these licenses.
Right.
But that is damaging the security of the country.
Right. So you're saying corruption also in the entire process needs to be rooted out. My final question, General Jamwal, how do you react to the statements of the Valley politicians that this measure to rearm village defense units will only help the terrorists? They say that flooding this region with arms is very counterproductive. How do you react to that?
Unfortunately, Kashmiri politicians have never been sincere to India, or even perhaps to themselves also. I mean, security is a number one problem of everyone, maybe an individual, maybe a family, maybe a state. How can they live without? I think they have ruined their state, Kashmir themselves. No, they can't rule the valley. You don't know what the people are telling on their faces. They are hiding themselves. Mehbooba, Farooq, they only talk on the television or on the media. They can't talk to their men because they won't let them talk. She will keep on criticizing, maybe criticizing the Prime Minister of London also, but she cannot talk to her own people because they have not been sincere to them, and they have not faced the situation as they should have. If they are Indians, they should be Indians, and let them do everything. Now they are saying another very serious thing. She is saying that now you will empower the Hindu ex-servicemen with weapons. What about Muslims? I said, we never said about this. Now how this Hindu-Muslim comes? We asked the volunteers, anybody who volunteers and who gives in writing that I will use this weapon for the defense of the country only, well, we give them. Let him say so, let him come, let him volunteer. Only issue to the volunteers. But they will create problems because they have nothing else. And that is all politics. And politics has ruined. In fact, the Kashmiris have ruined themselves. And they are now ruining the whole of country also, and Jammu also. I personally feel if Kashmiris become Indians tomorrow, there will be no problem in India. No problem in India. Let them stand, they say, we have nothing to do with Pakistan. We will not talk to Pakistan. We are Indians and we will defend India. You will see what happens. But they will never do it because they want politics only. Politics is okay to a point, but it is a question of security of the country, of the, it's a national question.
Absolutely. Thank you, General Jamwal, for sharing your perspective on the rebooting of the village defense units in the Jammu region and also the empowering of the security grid in Jammu and Kashmir in the wake of the Rajouri terror attack. Now, shifting